What's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to another episode of My Friendz Are Dope. I am your host, Yaw Geez. Do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button so we can get this dope content out to more dope people like yourself. Have a very, 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 very special guest with me here today. One of my guys, man. We met a long time ago. We'll get into how we met in a minute. He's LA's finest. He's the West Side General, I like to call him. We did a lot of work together at ESPN, and we had some wars on the basketball court while we were there. We'll get into some of that later on today, but I'd like to introduce you to my friend,
producer extraordinaire. You have never beat me, for the record. You have never beat me, for the record.
Yo, listen.
Proceed.
I'd like to welcome everybody to join the show and give a warm welcome to my friend, Demetrius Harris.
Let's go.
How are you, sir? What's going on, man? You good? How you feeling, man?
I'm doing well, man. I'm feeling good. The weather's beautiful here in LA. I can't complain.
It is not beautiful here on the East Coast. We've been dealing with single-digit weather the last 2 weeks.
I don't know what that is.
I'm sure. Listen, I mean, you might know. You spent some time in Bristol, so you might be a little familiar, but I know it's been a while since you lived up here permanently. But it has been everything that we have hated for the last 20 years. The weather's been brutal the last 2 weeks up here, but hopefully, next time you come out here, you bring some of that sunshine from over there and bring it over here. But
I'm here for it.
Yeah, man. So, I always like to start these things with how we met. You know what I mean? I met Demetrius Harris in a small town called Bristol, Connecticut. We worked at ESPN together, and I believe the first time I ever met him, I think I saw him in the hallway one day. But then I remember two instances. There was someone who court out. We used to play hoop outdoors at midnight. We'll get into some of our hoop wars later on, and then I think I saw him at a party later on in the week, a little house party, where he was dressed like the West Side of West Side dudes. I mean, he had the flannel, LA hat. He had some Cortez Nikes on. I was like, who? This dude think he in Boys in the Hood? Who is this dude? Yeah. So, but we've been friends for a long time. One of my good friends. We go way back for hoops, football, music discussions and all that. So, I want to say thanks for coming on the show, man. I appreciate you. How you been, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Just grinding, man. Just working hard, trying to survive in advance, like I tell all my boys, man.
That's all you can do, survive in advance. So I know you got your start in this business in LA radio, which obviously, for those who don't know, I mean, radio, hip hop and R&B radio in New York and LA were a huge deal in the 90s. So just tell me how you got your start in that in industry while you were doing radio.
So I graduated from UC Berkeley. I moved back to Los Angeles, and I went like 3, maybe 4 months without a job. Just could not find a gig. And one day, I had a close friend, and she said, "Yo, you got to go to this career fair with me, this job fair." And we were both looking for gigs, and went to the career fair, and went to the radio station was there. It's like there are 2 big radio stations in LA at the time, KKBT, which is 100.3 The Beat, and Power 106. So The Beat was there, and so I went to the booth, and there was a guy there who looked at my resume who I went to high school with.
Oh, wow.
And
okay.
Went to high school with him. I saw him. He was sort of a nerdy kind of dude. He was older than me, nerdy dude. But I remembered him. He remembered me. He looked at my resume. He was like, "Man, you were so cool in high school," all that kind of stuff. Looked at my resume, saw at the bottom of my resume that I'm an alpha. He's like, "Oh, you an alpha too?" He was like, I got you. That is how I got my first job out of college. That is how.
I always say, and I told my homegirl AJ this. I said, "Yo, the one thing I regret is not going to a black school and then not pledging a black fraternity, because me being at ESPN, just seeing the camaraderie a lot of y'all had. I know you didn't go to a black school per se, but you being an alpha, just the camaraderie
I
you
did
had.
a semester at Howard. I did a little time at Howard.
Okay, you did. Okay, I did not know that. I know you went to UC, but I didn't know you spent some time at Howard. Okay.
UC Berkeley had a domestic exchange program. So not a foreign exchange, but a domestic exchange. So Howard to
Oh,
Berkeley,
nice.
Berkeley to Howard. So
Okay.
they sent me to Howard for a semester, and one of the best semesters of my life.
Demetrius Harris at a black college. That's
Look, let me tell you this: I had already. So I got I got some takes about this. So I'd already
okay.
played, so
Okay.
that was the thing.
Hmm.
Um, so it for me at the time, I thought that Howard was very divisive for me
Hmm.
because coming from UC Berkeley's campus, there's so few black people. We
Right.
had to stick together, no matter if
No
you
question.
know,
Similar to ESPN. Similar to ESPN.
you had to stick together, and no
Right.
matter if you're a Kappa, no matter if you're a Q, no matter Sigma, whatever you are, we all had to stick together. But when I
Hmm.
got to Howard, you saw like this so many different types of black folks.
Hmm.
And you got folks from New York didn't mess with the folks from LA, and people from here
Hmm.
didn't mess with people from there, and the Greeks didn't get along. And I was like, oh man, this is not what I'm used to. You know, I'm not saying everything in
Right.
Berkeley was perfect, but when there's only 10 of us at Cal, like you better, nine of us are gonna know each other,
Right.
and
Right.
eight of us are gonna rock with each other. You
Right.
know,
Right.
Howard was different,
Just
but
just by the numbers. Yeah.
just
Right.
by the numbers. But Howard was a great time, man. I met a lot of wonderful people, great
Hmm.
experiences. You know, it was just a little bit of a culture shock. The first time in my life I've been around, you know, outside of like growing up in the hood, right? First time in my
Hmm.
life I've been
Right.
around so many different types of black folks, and it was a
Right.
very interesting experience.
Okay. Okay.
I
Understood. Well,
think
listen.
everyone should go to a black school for a semester. Every black,
You know what's funny is
everybody.
it's my one regret, bro. It's my one regret because there were opportunities there. You know, it's funny because my sister graduated from Hampton,
Okay.
and when I went to Hampton to go visit her, I was
Oh,
just
oh,
astonished.
oh.
You know,
Yes.
you're just not used to seeing that much black excellence in one place
Yes.
at the same time. You know,
I
everybody's
totally agree.
educated, everybody's dressed to the nines. You know, it was like, man, like, did I really miss out going to a PWI? Like, and I really do like wish that I had done it over just to do that one,
Yeah.
maybe a year, maybe a semester at a black college, just to get the experience of being the majority in this country, just for
Yeah.
a small portion of my college career. You know,
Absolutely. It was a hell of an experience. Just the, you know, I know we're going to talk about this later, but like the hoop sessions. Oh my
I
goodness.
can imagine.
Oh my
I
good.
can imagine.
We would go to Georgetown. Georgetown reminded me a lot of
Okay.
Cal. Georgetown was eerily similar of Cal, right?
Okay.
Beautiful school.
Okay.
Gym was beautiful. Like it was, you know, PWI, it was incredible. We would go from there, we would go to American, we would play
Hmm.
all over. It was just like, man, we hooping and the flag
Yeah.
football. I mean, it was just next
Right.
level.
Right. Me personally, I think the best hoops in the country does come from the DMV area. So like every time I go there, every time I've gone in there as a youngster, I got family that lived in Maryland. The hoop sessions were just different from anywhere
Yeah,
I'd been. Like Philly, New York, Virginia, like everywhere I'd gone to hoop, I always had good sessions. Boston,
yeah,
wherever. But like there was something different about that DC hoop session, bro. Like
yeah. It
we used to go to
was
this place called you've been a run and shoot?
of course. Oh my goodness,
My
bro!
God, yeah,
Want to shoot at 1 in the morning? At 1 in the morning?
bruh,
Oh my
bro.
god!
Just walking in there and just seeing the amount of courts, you're just like,
Yes,
heaven must be like this.
yeah.
You know,
I
like
can
you're
see
just
it.
like,
I
yo,
can
this is
legit see how a run and shoot could like save young black teenagers.
no
Like being
question,
able to have a
no
place you
question.
can go to get off the streets at night,
Right,
you know, to go
and you
hoop,
can work on your game.
and
Right.
just and you know, you're not in the mix, you on the court, right? Like you're not
Hmm.
outside, you on
Hmm.
the court. You know,
Right.
we have some sessions in there too.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. No, Howard. I have some to this day. I have some incredible stories of being at Howard. It was a 5-6 month period that I would never ever get back. I loved it.
Fair, fair. Well, hopefully in my next lifetime I'll be able to engage in one of these semesters at one of
There we
these black
go.
schools. But we'll see. We'll see. I want to dive back into your radio career,
Hmm.
because you were working in radio. I imagine early 2000s. You know, so it's Snoop, it's Game. You coming off of
It was mid
Dre,
2000s. I'm gonna tell you what the song was.
mid 2000s.
Song.
Okay.
The song was Lil Jon, yeah. Lil Jon and Usher, yeah.
Usher, yeah. That was the song that was carrying. That was the song that was carrying radio at that moment. I imagine. Like, probably that's 04, 05, I believe.
That was the song,
Okay.
along with "To the Windows, to the Walls, to the Sweat."
Lil Jon had it. He had the streets cranking. I mean, even the East Coast dude, you couldn't escape Lil Jon in 2005. He was everywhere. Right.
And the 50 Cent. I don't know what you heard about me. You can't get a dollar. I mean, those three songs are during that period of time of my life. Those were the three songs that were, because I can distinctly remember where I was. I can remember things that happened. I pretty much got fired because of the Lil Jon error. That's how I had to transition. Do
you want to? Is that a story we could talk about online? Is that a story we could talk about here?
Yeah. Okay, it was. Okay. We were hosting an event. It actually was a HBCU event at the convention center here in Los Angeles. So tons of people everywhere at the convention center, and I was there on behalf of the radio station, and they put me and my coworker and I too close to the Mercedes-Benz display. So we're doing our radio thing. So we're popular, right? We're popular.
Right.
We ain't got no money, but we're like little
people know who you are.
Celebrities, little fake. I call those fake celebrities.
Right. Okay.
So now, mind you, we got tickets to go see. We got whoever's out right now, whoever's pumping, right? So we got tickets, we got T-shirts, we got CDs, we got we're the vibe of the convention center. So you got schools, you got all this stuff. You have women selling hair care products. You have, just things for black people, right? And then you got these two black dudes who are fake celebrities, and they got it rocking. And we were like, hey, we took a little break, and we were like, hey, at 3:00, we're about to give away the tickets to, I don't know whether it was like Snoop Dogg, whoever it was, right? So everybody's hearing this. So everybody comes to our area. When I'm talking about everybody, the convention center.
The whole convention.
And I will never forget this because my boy Deshaun, who's a comedian here in LA, he looked at me and I looked at him and he said, are we going to do this? And I was like, we're going to do this. And when it hit 3:00, to the windows, to the walls. And it was thousands of people. It was just a.
And they fired you for that?
And it was so crazy. It was we created such a chaotic scene because they should have had more security. If they didn't have more security, we'd have been fine. But when you're giving out T-shirts and CDs, we got we was the vibe, right? It was just too many people. It was just too much excitement at the time. And we were too close to $100,000 cars. So I think if they'd have put us in a different area, we'd have been fine. But now you got a party about $100,000 whips.
Right.
So
things got a little crazy. I can imagine. Okay.
That was Saturday, and then Monday we came in. They were like, so, and I lasted about another 2 weeks because they were like, my boss was super cool. She loved me. She was like, I would suggest that you quit next week. And I was like, say less.
Wow.
She said, I don't want to fight. Look, if I were you, she said, if I were you, that's what I would do. You don't want something else to happen.
Right.
And because, we had, look, the people we were able to impact, the things we were able to do for a lot of young black kids and stuff, that I thought it was really cool. Working on radio was really cool. But I got some radio stories for him. I had one boy who quit.
Sure.
We did an event. We did the Dub Car Show. Back in the day, Dub Magazine was a big deal.
I remember Dub Magazine.
Dub
They
Magazine was
had
a
the
big deal.
rims. They had the
Yes.
wheels, all the accessories. I remember Dub
So
Magazine
Dub
definitely.
Magazine used to do a car show in San Bernardino, which is like the valley, like an hour out.
Oh, I'm familiar. San Bernardino is near Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that all
out.
that in the
Yep.
same area? Okay, I'm
So
familiar. I'm familiar.
let's just say the Dub, anything goes at the Dub car show. And
Okay.
there was the big stage. That big stage had like Ice Cube, Mac 10, like the big rappers. The other stage was me.
Okay.
And we're talking about thousands of people, 100 degrees outside, nobody got clothes on, just alcohol, just rims and all the things you could imagine. And we did the Dub Car show, and that event was so insane. The next day, my boy quit. He quit, and that brother said, he looked me in my eye. He said, "I can't live my life like this."
Wow. Wow. Hey, listen, man.
It was a good run.
More power
Radio
to
was
him.
a good run.
Listen, bro. More power to him for knowing his limits and what he could take and what he was ready to get out of.
Yeah, but
listen, man.
Buddy was like he was trying to do the radio thing and be super religious, and I was like, I don't think you can do both. At that time,
you can't
of our lives,
not in that time, not in that time, not even in this time. Honestly, bro.
Yeah.
For me, I've always felt like once you can be religious and you can be spiritual, but once you want to dive deep, you got to go one way. You know what I mean? You got to go one way. So okay,
good run.
So
it was a good run.
Right. A few years later, so I'm assuming a few years later, you make your way to Bristol, Connecticut.
Yep.
And
Can I give a shout out? Can I give a shout out to
course.
Fred Brown? Fred Brown was a recruiter at NABJ, worked at ESPN.
Shout out to Fred Brown. Shout out to Fred Brown.
I went to NABJ, to NABJ conference, and I had gone to a couple of them, but now like each year I had gone. Like the first year I went was my senior year in college, and then progressively, I just kept going, and each year Fred Brown would be there, and that I think I went like 3 years in a row. And Fred Brown said, "Young brother, I'm going to get you a job." And Fred Brown was a man of his word, and he got me a job.
Right.
And I still have the email from Fred Brown where he reached out to me. And said, "Hey, man, can you call me?" Blah, 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 blah. Called him. He's like, "This isn't the perfect job for you, but I got to get you in." And it was a role as a graphics producer. He's like, "You willing to move to Bristol?" I was like, "Man, I'll be on that next train smoking. Let's get it."
Yeah,
So
what was that like? Because, bro, you're coming from you come from LA. First of all, the second biggest city in the nation, right?
Yeah.
It's 90-degree weather all the time. What was the culture shock like coming to Bristol, dealing from a weather standpoint, from even from a work standpoint? Because I'm sure being in radio, you had your life. You know what I mean? Like you're able to kind of go hang out in LA. When you come to Bristol, you're working these hours, and once you get out of work, there's nothing to do but go home. You know what I mean?
I think because I went to Cal, I was prepared for being the minority. So that wasn't the biggest deal. Like, Cal prepared you to be the only, right? I mean, I'm in class with 700 students, and I might be the only black kid. Not to say it's good, because I definitely don't believe it's right. But I was like, okay, I was kind of prepared for, ain't nobody else look like me type of deal.
Right.
When I came for my interview, it was warm. It's like April.
Okay.
I was like, oh, this is low key kind of nice, right?
Right.
Nobody explained to me what that hawk was like, what that weather was like. You can't prepare yourself. A shovel? What do you mean I need a shovel? What do I need a shovel for?
Yes, bro. Yes,
right?
bro. Yes, bro.
So it was a tremendous culture shock. I also worked in a newsroom, which was separate from everyone else. Right. So most of the people who were my age that looked like me, they were all in screening. They were in another building. So I'm in the newsroom. But at the time, Stuart Scott was alive, was with us.
Right. Recipe Stuart Scott. Right.
I had a couple of OGs. Right. Stan Verrett was there.
Stan Verrett. Hey, major shout out to Stanford Red. Major shout out to
Stanford.
Stanford Red.
Jay Harris, all alphas, so all my bros.
Another legendary dude at ESPN.
Yes.
We got big shout out to him too.
So they as OGs made it a little bit easier for me. Yeah, I had my bros there, right? I mean, not that we were super close, but like Stan gave me like a set of golf clubs. Stan kind of like, hey, here's some people you need to meet. Stan was very helpful in my transition, from from the West Coast to LA. Jay Harris was very nice, very welcoming into his home, right? To meet his beautiful family and all those sorts of things. There was it was very, very challenging, right? Because now I'm in Bristol and everybody's perspective is the Northeast. It's all about the Northeast. I could care less about the Northeast, right? I'm Dodgers.
Right.
I don't know nothing about no Yankees and Red Sox and what y'all talking about,
Right.
And why are y'all so passionate about this, man? Go get a life.
Right. You gotta understand, the East Coast is different, man. You know what I mean? Like,
it's different.
Like the thing about the East Coast, I always say, is like up and down from like Boston to let's say DC. It's so many people and it's such a constricted area. You know what I mean? So everybody's fighting for space. I always tell people everybody's always fighting for space. You know what I mean? So it's like if you're on the elevator, you're fighting for space. If you're on the sidewalk trying to walk, you're fighting for space. If you're on a train, you're fighting for space. If you're on the bus, if you're at your job, your corporate job, you're always fighting for space, particularly when you're black. You know what I mean? So the pride that comes with that in our sports teams is a reflective of the way we live our lives in every city on the East Coast. I call it the Northeast Corridor. It's just, it's very contentious all the time. So like that Boston New York rivalry is very real. That New York and Philly rivalry is very real. That Philly DC is very real. People do not bang with each other from them cities. You mentioned it at Howard. I know in Hampton, my sister always used to tell me how like the New York dudes and Philly dudes always be fighting, like always be brawling. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. Because one thing about the East Coast is, I'm sure you go through this in LA to an extent, probably maybe even to a little more of an extent, but people are very territorial about where they're from here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the gang culture here is out of control.
Right.
So
gang culture is probably similar to that. You know what I mean? And people are very prideful, and anything you say about a person's town or a person's neighborhood, could come to an argument, could come to blows. Yeah. So we're very passionate about all of that. It all encompasses everything that comes with living on this East Coast. So
it was the transition was challenging, especially from a work perspective. It's tough when you're like the only one in there in that newsroom, right, and as you very well know, we work with some very, very weird, strange people in Bristol and in those ESPN rooms, man. And I was kind of like, hey, man, first of all, there's a certain amount of respect that we should have for each other as coworkers. But some of y'all are just different, like way different. And like, okay, so that's your name, but we can't call you your name because like just so many different types of people and lifers, right? You're talking about ESPN folks who get in there and they don't go anywhere. It's all they know. Never been to the West Coast. Never been to Vegas.
Right.
Never been to Miami.
I mean, bro, there's people who work at ESPN who have never been to New York. They've never been to all they know is that building in the surrounding areas. People when they say like ESPN becomes their life, it really truly is some people's like livelihood. Everything like people who've met their wives there, like you meet your wife or your husband there, have never left. They've been 25 years they've been in there. You know what I mean? Grinding it out.
Yeah. So it was challenging, but I truly believe what we were able to develop playing sports. That was such a unifying thing for me. Because I remember meeting Vinny. Shout out Vinny. Everybody loved Vinny who worked in the caf.
Hey, shout out to Vinny. Shout out to Vinny.
Vinny asked me one night, and I remember this years later. Like, man, you play basketball? I was like, yeah, I go. And he's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they play at midnight. And I'm like, who plays at midnight? What do you mean play at midnight? And he's like, so, you know, we had the court on the right by the cafeteria. We said, yeah,
Right.
so like there's like a group of guys who play basketball Sunday night at midnight. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, play basketball at midnight? Who does that? He's like,
Right.
well, yes. It's
Right.
like the cool dude. Essentially, it was like, it's the cool dudes, the dudes that can really ball.
Right.
And
Right.
he
Right.
was like, you should come. And I was like, well, I'm off at like 10. He's like, I'm
Right.
telling you, you should get your clothes and you should make sure you're here at midnight. And I'm like, I guess I'm going to hoop at midnight.
Right. Right.
And,
And
I
look, when they tell you that at first, you take it for, ain't nobody hooping at midnight. It's probably some, and you get out there
and
at
you get
midnight.
out there. And the summers in Connecticut are nice. Nice,
They're very nice.
warm.
Yes.
They're beautiful. They're beautiful. So like, and I don't know a lot of people at this point.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, there's a couple of faces that I've seen before. Guys are like, okay, what's up, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I'll see you. Ooh.
Right.
And, you know, anyone who experienced the sports atmosphere during that time, during our era, knows that, you know, this is very competitive. And like, this ain't no BS. We really balling.
We really, and you gotta think, bro. Because I know for me, before I got there, I was, obviously I'm a hooper, right? So I'm thinking, man, there's probably some dudes up there who play D1, D2. You know what I mean? Probably some real live dudes. Like, I was a little shook, but my first day, I was getting lunch, and there was a intramural playoff game, and I was watching it as I was ordering my sandwich, and I was like, oh, I can get out here and get busy. I can get out here and get busy. But in the same token, all of us being athletes, because the majority of people who worked at ESPN in that era were some sort of former athlete, whether it be high school, college, whatever, right? Even if you played intramurals in college, like you played
And at
some type
that
of
time,
sports.
we could go. At that time,
We could go.
could
We're fresh
go.
out.
This
Bones
ain't
still
no
fresh.
This
Muscle
ain't no
still fresh.
exactly. We could go. Back ain't hurting, knees ain't hurting. It's like no,
Right.
brothers is running and jumping and going. And I
getting to it.
distinctly remember this is my first time hooping with all y'all. This is my first time. Now I had been like gone to the court and like shot around, done stuff like that, right? Just playing around, a little 3-on-3, nothing too serious. But because I know me, like when we play ball, I turn into a different person.
I mean,
it is what it is.
I think you and I are very alike in that aspect. Of course,
we're alike in that regard. Right. So like I grew up playing basketball on Venice Beach and in the hood. Like this is, this is damn near life or death. Damn near life or death. Because how I grew up playing. Like if you lose, you're not getting back on the court. It is what it is.
Happening for you. Go home. Might as well go home.
So I remember that first time I played at midnight, and everybody's out there, and everybody's and like somebody had like music, and I was like, oh, this is. And now all of a sudden, it's like dudes coming from everywhere, and I'm like, what is going on right now? And
it was very real.
You had a partner named Ray. Kappa, dude was a Kappa. I think his name was Ray.
Ray.
And this was your partner. And I think me and you had been cool before then. Like we had talked. And you know what I'm saying?
We had just gotten cool. I think I had seen you at the party. At that little party. That's when you had the LA hat on. I think we had chatted up then, I believe.
Yeah, it was cool. So it's like, okay, and you had your squad. I think there was 2 dudes, man, captains or whatever, and you picked your squad. You had your squad.
Right.
Or whatever it was, I don't remember all the details. And I just know I ended up on another squad because we were like the first ones there. And my squad was not looking like it could go. And it was you and Ray and some other dudes. And I was like, okay, I don't know who, I don't know, but we about to see what's about to happen. And I'm like, this dude talking hella. I'm like, all right. I'm like, he don't know what I am. Like, this is okay.
Right.
And when I'm telling you it was a game, and I learned very quickly, like, oh, he can't hoop. he can't hoop. After a couple times up and down the court, I was like, oh, this dude is trash. This dude is
Listen,
trash.
one thing I'll say.
Yeah,
One,
you can
one
play,
thing I'll say. Yeah. But as hoopers, though, it only take you 2-3 possessions to know
That's it.
who can really get
That's
busy,
it.
right? It
And
just
that
does.
game, I remember because I believe B Moore was there that night. That
B-Moore was
night,
there.
it almost became like at the end of the night, cats looked at each other with the head nod like, okay, we got something. We got something.
Right.
And I was like,
Right.
I will never play with him.
Listen, raise my boy. Raise my boy.
I was like, I'll never.
know,
And then I was like, and that's your man's? I was like, that's your man's?
Yeah.
That's your man?
Yeah, I miss my dog, bro.
And I was like, I ain't with you either.
Right.
And I don't think we ever played together.
You definitely started a beef with me that same day, and literally, I can remember. I'm not sure if you and I have played. If we've played 100 pickup games in Bristol, I might have been your teammate probably like 6 times. One of them times, but the one time at Pratt and Whitney was was the one. That was the one. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I've never seen anybody bully people on the court like I've seen Demetrius do this day. He literally, a dude was talking trash to him the whole game. And you know, D from the West, he from the West. He going chat it up with the best of them.
We going.
But also D is ox strong. D played wide receiver in high school. So he's ox strong. Short, stocky. Yo, we playing. And this dude was just, I never seen D get buckets like this either. He was doing whatever he wanted to this kid. And then he took the ball from his kung fu grip, like, give me that. Get your ass out of here. And I was just like, what an embarrassment. What an absolute embarrassment.
I will say this, we're on the record. You are like my enemy to death. Like, and your game is just so, like, you hit that shit, bro. And you score, and you score, and you score. And I'm like, somebody guard him. We know what he's going to do. And this, God damn it. I got it. And I remember
one time I walked in the gym, and you was like, yo, you walked, I didn't even get dressed yet. You walked over, you like, yo, hey, yeah, these other niggas in here scared of you. I ain't scared of you, bro.
I ain't scared.
All right? Put your shit on. Let's go.
I am not scared. And I don't understand. I'm like, okay. I'm like, he can, everybody knows he can go. But I'm like, yo, but he don't want to, like, tussle all night. I'm like, just tussle with him. Like, if you tussle with him, that's going to take drain. We need to get some of the energy down. We got to get some, because if you don't tussle with him, if you just let him cross and shoot, he's going to hit that shit, and it's game over, and now we sitting down, and I'm steaming. And I'm like, oh, my God. Because you can hoop. There's no denying it. We had not just you, but we had some other dudes that could absolutely go. And
no question.
I'm not saying I was the best basketball player, but I'm the guy that's like, I'm going to do what it takes to win.
Right.
I'm going to do what it takes to win.
Right.
And I'm determined. We're going to win this game.
Right.
We're going to win this game.
Right.
We're going to win. And
do you remember what you remember what you used to do when you used to beat me in pickup?
What I used to do?
You be like, hey, come get the spray paint. And you spray paint an L on my arm.
Take that L. And I will tell you, nothing burns you like losing to me.
It was tough. It was tough. When it used to be. Pretend if I played bad. Particularly if I played bad. I used to want to avenge that shit so bad, bro.
Take that. Hey, and that's just on the football field. That was a whole nother, because
listen. I'm not gonna lie to you. You were an animal on that football field. You were an animal on that football field.
You were
running routes. Quiet as kept though. The yapping was probably crazier on the football field than it was in the basketball court. As far as everybody. I think they were more skilled basketball players,
Yeah.
But you want to talk about trash talking on the football field? Oh no. ESPN flag football trash talk?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And man,
Oh boy.
that was that well, one, I would say you would get so mad. You would get so
Right.
because we're very alike. We don't like to
Right.
lose,
Right. We don't. Right.
especially to each other. Like I'll lose to
Right.
anybody but you.
Right.
You know
But
what I mean?
then the game is at 11. I gotta come into work at 4 p.m. and see your dumb ass and
Oh
see your
my
monkey
God.
ass after I just took the LT. Brutal times, man. You want to talk
Brutal.
about like, oh my gosh, like,
Yeah.
hey, but honestly, that was like, the sports leagues definitely were the catalyst for our friendships, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It really created a bond that, I mean, bro, listen, I haven't worked at ESPN at this point. We're talking what? Has it been 13 years since I've been at ESPN? And we still talk like regular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the sports leagues definitely had a lot to do with that.
Yeah. And the stories will never go away, man. We'll have those to the day we die, bro.
To the day we die, no
We'll be
question.
talking shit to each other to the day we die.
Right. I also always tell people, like, people always want to know about, like, what it's like working at ESPN. I'm like, yo, bro, listen. I always tell people, listen, I don't care if you are the executive producer or you're the custodian. The lights are on in that building every time you walk in, and you got to perform, bro. You have to perform. Like
The pressure.
So right, pressure's on. So just you being your position you're in, and you obviously you've been there for a while, so you've seen this go through different stages. Like, what would be like your advice to anybody trying to work at ESPN now? You know what I mean? Like what they should prepare themselves for.
So I tell people one of the most important things is you have to be a subject matter expert, right? And I know it might sound trivial, but you have to know, especially if you look like us. You have to be a subject matter expert. You have to know what you're talking about at all times. It's going to require a level of sacrifice that everybody is not willing to give. This is it is very challenging. Bristol's the mothership, right? That's the home base. It is not easy living in Bristol. There are not a lot of people that look like us. The vibes are not there. There's khaki pants all day, every day. It's just not
Right.
It's not an environment conducive to like, hey, I live here. There's things to do. There's like, no, absolutely not.
Right.
When you move there, you are moving there to work. That is what you're doing. If you get your days off, hopefully they're consecutive. Hopefully you get a Friday, Saturday. Hopefully you get a Saturday, Sunday. Hopefully you don't have split off days. Maybe you can get to New York. Maybe you can get to Boston or get somewhere else. Hopefully you have an associate that you can fly in, or you can go visit friends and family in the area, whatever your situation may be.
Right.
Because Hartford, you're not kicking it in Bristol, right? It's like nothing to do.
Nothing going on in Bristol.
West Hartford is nice in the summer, but this is not New York. It's not Los Angeles. It is not a vibe. It's not like you can get any kind of a flight whenever you want.
Right.
It is not the place to live if you're looking for vibes, right? But in terms of a professional standpoint, you by yourself, right? You are by yourself. And that is very challenging as you're learning a new environment, right?
Right.
Your support system is very, very small, right? And one of the things that
if you're not from anywhere close to that area as well, like you said, you're from LA. There's people we knew that were there from Detroit, from Chicago, from Texas, from Arizona, from Florida, from Alabama. You know what I mean? There's people from all, like, if you don't have a support system, or if you don't gain the support system when you're there, it could be really, 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 really difficult to try to survive.
But that's on you as well to get that support system. You and I are the type of guys,
and ingratiate yourself.
Fair. You and I are the type of guys, we can eat wherever we go.
Fair.
Wherever we go, we gonna be all right.
Right.
From a personal standpoint and a professional standpoint, we're gonna be all right because we're gonna find a place to go hoop. We're gonna find a gym. We're gonna find things to do because that's just the type of personalities we have. But
Right.
it is, you know, you go to Bristol, man. There's just people who just don't rock with you, straight up,
That's a fact.
straight up, and
That's
they're
a
not gonna
fact.
help you. You know, you're like trying to
Right.
learn new things, and you know,
Right.
it is very much two Americas as
Every man for it really is every man for himself in there.
every man for
Every
himself.
man for himself. No
And there's
question. No
some,
question. No question.
you know, you're gonna meet some people who do not rock with you. You know, again,
Mm-hmm.
there are two Americas, right? So you
Right.
have people with different
right.
different perspectives on the world, and you're like, hold up, say what?
Right.
and
Right.
and
Right.
these are people who are lifers, right? They've never worked anywhere else. They talk to you any
Mm-hmm.
kind of way, and you're like, hold up,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you're not my daddy. I mean, I've been in a situation where
Right.
I'm like, only my father could talk to me like that. That's the only other
Right.
man that can talk to me like
But
that.
and you have to manage that because once you turn into who you are, as opposed to suppressing who you are. Because listen,
Yeah.
let's keep it a buck. You got to suppress who you are sometimes in that building because people say crazy things to you, and sometimes they lie on you. Sometimes, like it could be. Listen, I know stories of high soups that have just straight lied about things that are
Straight up.
going on about PAs. You know what I mean? And they've had to eat that. You know what I mean? And it's tough. Your pride gets in the way,
Yes.
and you know you're not like you really start to question yourself as a person and as a human being. It's like, yo, do I like you feel like you should be fighting more, but you also don't want to
100%.
ruffle any feathers because you know how important the employment is to you. So
The,
it's
and,
a
there- and, there-
slippery
and there
slope,
is
man.
I was actually just talking to a young brother about this the other day. Just the pressure that I personally feel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being a brother, like and I'm not a diet brother. I'm not diet, like I'm full. You know what
Right,
I'm saying?
right, full on, right,
I'm full on,
right.
and I feel like, you know, I don't feel like, I know there's a certain way I have to conduct myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm running meetings. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I have to be not on time. I'm early. The
Right,
shows that I put together super organized. Like the way I approach
right.
things is very different than my counterparts because we're looked at differently. And I don't care
No question.
what they say. It is not a level playing field, right? I've seen
Right,
people get promotions and jump up above me, and I'm like, ain't no way, bro.
right,
Ain't no way.
right, right,
I
right,
know, I know her. I know him.
right,
Ain't no way that person should be in whatever role that person's in.
right,
But you know, I tell young people, I'm like, hey man, you can only worry about what you can control, and what you can control is yourself. How are you
right.
showing up? Are you on time? Are you putting in the extra work? Are you grinding? Like I sacrificed a lot. I
I'm
don't know
sure.
if it's
I'm
whether it's
certain of
good or
it.
bad, but that level of sacrifice, you can't get around it if you want to be successful, right? Maybe you
Right,
need to sell a couple pair of them Jordans or them Louis Vuitton sneakers or them Gucci's and go get you a suit. Like you're
right,
gonna have to
right,
adjust to some things, and there is a level of conformity. There's a level of I don't. You're gonna have to change who you are a bit. Like when I pull up, that Too Short is banging. You
of
know what I'm
course.
saying? You're gonna hear that
Right,
Too Short. You're gonna hear that E40, that Snoop. But when I walk in that building, I'm a different person, right? I speak
right.
clearly, concisely. Everyone knows what's up when you deal with me,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, but there is a challenge because I think, man, sometimes you have people working aggressively against you,
Of
and that's
course,
hard to deal with.
of course. Right, no question.
You know,
It really just comes down to how you manage controlling your emotions. And I always say, Pete, like the one thing you can always control is your effort. That's as effort and attitude are the two
absolutely,
things that you can control. You know what I mean? As long as you
absolutely,
have that in control, everything else falls into place. So,
yeah.
yeah. So I just want to get into really quick.
Mm.
You being an NBA producer, WNBA producer, you have
Yes,
been kind of at the forefront of this new wave of WNBA notoriety.
yes,
You know, you've been with L. Duncan, who's no longer there,
hmm
and Andrea Carter and
yep,
Sinead Bumike. And watching kind of the rise over the last 3 or 4 years of WNBA basketball with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, and all that's encompassing with the WNBA. What has that been like for you to see it to be at the forefront of its growth, and also where do you see it going in the near future?
I would say, first off, me producing WNBA Countdown is one of the proudest things I've ever done. Like that's the one thing. Like when they write the story of Demetrius, or somebody asks me about it, I'm like, that's the one thing I'm most proud of. Started something from scratch.
Right.
Most people come and they work on SportsCenter. They join a show.
Mm-hmm.
I started something from scratch, and I'm like super proud of that. Shout out to LaChina Robinson because she was a tremendous. She was an advocate for that. The women's game obviously is only growing, and I do think, I have a different perspective than a lot of folks, right? I always like to take a step back. Like feelings don't matter, right? Just take a step back, right? I think what Caitlin Clark is going to do for this game, everybody can eat off of her. Like, relax. Like, of course, again, to America, right? So you got some hella racist ass people. Right. It is what it is.
Right.
We know what it is. Like, I was at the national championship, like, and I was like, oh, you can not only can you see it, you can feel it.
You can feel it. Yeah. You're the second person who said that exact thing. You can't just see it.
Feel it.
You can, when you get in the building, you can feel it.
You can feel
it. Right?
You can feel this is black versus white. You straight up feel it. But you also see, look at all these little kids with these Caitlin jerseys on. I've never seen, prior to that, I'd never seen a little kid with an Asia Wilson jersey on. What a NECA or a Chinea Gumake jersey on. Right?
Right.
How she is going to elevate this game is going to be studied at some point.
I'm sure.
Now, is she the best player in the league? She is not the best player in the league. So, but what Caitlin has done is the masses are now paying attention to women's basketball. And because look, to keep it a buck, there's some people who just realize that women dribble balls, right? That women are like, oh, you guys play basketball?
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Oh, you guys play? And not only do they play, like, they raw, bro. Like, you ain't seen Asia, bro.
Right.
Stewie is Kevin Durant. Right. Like, this shit, like...
Hey, bro, listen, we used to hoop with Kara Lawson back in the something YMCA.
Yes.
Like, women are cold, bro. They're cold. They can play.
Oh. And they not missing them middies, bro. They not missing them middies. But I do think there's going to be... it's funny, because I got takes. Like, I think Angel needs to work on her game. Like, Angel's game, I can't figure out, like, why she keeps falling all the time. Like, remember how when Joel Embiid first came into the league, like, he's always falling on the ground. Like, what is going on with him? Like, she's, there's some things, right, that she needs to improve on. But from NECA to Jonquel Jones to Kelsey Plum, the list goes on and on, to Satu, who is cold, bro. Satu is bro.
Cold. She's cold.
Satu is so cold.
Sabrina
Thomas, like,
Sabrina's cold. Sabrina Ionescu, she's cold.
Sabrina is cold. She can't play no defense, but she cold, bro.
Right.
These women are incredible athletes, and they can go, man. And I'm just happy to be a part of helping to grow and elevate the game, because that's super important to me. And I think it's only going to get bigger. What Becky Hammond is doing in Vegas, Becky is so cool to be around, bro. Such a basketball savant. Just the experiences I've had in the W space have been priceless, really, truly priceless. But I just hope that
congratulations, bro. Like,
yeah,
good.
I just hope that look, man. There's so many ignorant people, man. And look, the game is different, and that's okay. They're not hanging off the rim, reverse dunking. That doesn't mean it's not a good game. Right.
Right.
Now, Dominique Malanga will catch a body.
Say, brother, she gonna one hand somebody. It's coming. It's coming,
It's
bro.
coming,
It's coming.
and I think it won't be. It'll be the next wave of young women that come in that truly make the game more digestible for some people. You're not going
Right.
to be able to watch Juju and not say, "Oh my God."
Right, bro.
I mean, because Juju
Cold.
is so cold, bro. You're like,
Cold.
damn,
Cold.
bro. She got the wick. She got the wick. So here's my real take, bro. I think the league is expanding too fast. The league is expanding too fast. I am a fan
But they've been
of,
but they've been clamoring for that for a while, for like the last few years though. But you still
and
think like I know they got 2 new teams coming. You
I
think
get
it's
it.
too soon?
I think you can't build a house on sand. You build a house on sand, inevitably it will crumble.
That's
I
true.
don't think the foundations throughout the league are strong enough.
Strong enough.
Every team doesn't have a great practice facility. Every team doesn't
Mm-hmm.
have like the things, right? That's not stuff you worried about in the NBA, right? You can go to
Right.
Minnesota,
Right.
oh, the practice facility is dope. You can go to LA, practice facility is dope. You can go to Brooklyn, practice facilities, all the things, right? The
Mm-hmm.
everybody doesn't have the same things. So I look at it like, why don't we ensure that what we currently have is 100?
It's
And
like state of
then
the art. Right.
we can build, because now our foundation is more solid. And
Mm-hmm.
then we can keep, your foundation is solid, you can build an extra floor, you can build an extra bathroom, you can build an
Right.
extra thing, right? That's
Right.
my take on it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Vegas is, and I can speak for Vegas and Seattle because I've actually been in there. The Vegas
Mm-hmm.
facility is first class. First class. Their practice facility, their weight room, what they
Mm-hmm.
have, right? Seattle is a brand new facility that was engineered, designed by women. Fantastic
Mm.
facility there, right? Um, every team doesn't have that. We're talking about
Right.
state of the art swimming pools, like all of the things, right? Recovery areas, all of the
Right.
things. So, until every organization meets a certain standard, I think we should slow down a little bit, bring everybody up, and then we can take off, right? And
Right.
and, and every team doesn't have like, sometimes the games are a little challenging to watch because you're like, that's not, it's all fall
Right.
on the ground,
Every
different
team.
things.
There's teams who have a lot of players that are like really nice to watch. And you got your teams who are here and there who have these like she's a regular
Yeah.
player
So, but if you
obviously you
keep
watch
adding
Vegas.
teams, you're gonna I think you're gonna dilute. Are there
Dilute the pool. Right.
You're gonna
Right. Right.
dilute the pool, and I think, and I had a very good conversation with Becky Hammond about this, because
Mm-hmm.
Becky said all you have to do is expand the roster size on the current teams. You expand the
Mm-hmm.
roster sizes, then that's what we should do. But if if you're adding new teams, like now, what you're gonna have ignorant people watching the Toronto tempo, right? And they're gonna be like, this
Right.
basketball's terrible.
Right.
There's no
Right.
star
Right. Right.
player. This isn't what I want to watch. But if you keep it,
Mm-hmm.
if I just think, I think they kind of, I don't know if they thought it all the way through. It feels like, hey, let's just go get this money,
Right.
which I can understand, right?
Right.
But it's
Trying to
only one
capitalize on the
agent.
moment immediately, but
You know what I mean? But hey man,
right.
that Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin in India, hey man, you talking about real hoopers, bro. This is not a game,
Right.
bro. They are
They
going.
got go. They have legit
They
go. Right.
they
Right.
can
Right.
legit go. It's just people just have to. It's not the NBA. You're not going to see Wemby, you know, hitting a 3-on-1 end, hanging off the
Mm-hmm.
backboard on the other end.
Yeah.
It's just a different game.
Right.
But they can go.
Okay. All right.
They can truly go.
Well, man, like I said, bro, I'm super duper proud of you, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
I appreciate that.
I've seen the grind for a long time, and then every time we link up at at ESPN, I see you on the panels. I'm like, this is my dog right here. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
you up there with Dave Roberts. Everybody's saying you the next Dave Roberts. So you know what I'm saying? We
Hey,
going.
man.
You know what I
Hey,
mean?
let's give a shout out to Dave, man. Look,
Right.
Dave is, a lot of people got a lot of things to say, but I will say this about Dave. If it were not for him, that's Kendrick Perkins, that's
Right.
Malika Andrews, that was the
Mm-hmm.
big three, which was Chanae, Elle, and Andrea Carter. There's
Andre
so
Carter.
many
Right.
people of
Right.
color that have been put in positions to succeed because of Dave. And it
Right.
is imperative that we have that. The problem is there's only one Dave. That's the problem,
Right. 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 Right.
right?
Right. Right.
That's the real problem.
But I mean,
But Dave is,
he's been so instrumental in like the advancement of just having
yes,
those black and brown faces on air all throughout the course
absolutely,
of ESPN. You know what I mean? If you look at
absolutely.
Sports Center now, it's just like, yo, man, like
Christine Williamson,
um, Christine
Stephen A.
Williamson, Stephen, who is the new dude that's on there now? Who's on? I think he does the. I'm not sure if he does the LA one, but I can't think of his name. But he's a younger dude. He got yummy. Bro, this being black anchors on Sports Center was like, not gonna say it was an anomaly, but there were very few. Now you see them all throughout the course of the day. You know what I
Yes,
mean? And it's just like it's really empowering to see. And I know Davis had a lot to do with that over like the
he
last 10,
he
15
has,
years. Most definitely.
he has. I mean, for me, I mean, he is my mentor, and look, I don't always agree with his decisions.
Right.
We've had some knockdown, drag out conversations where,
Right.
it wasn't cool the next day.
Right, but I mean,
But
but that's leader. That's leadership at the end of the day, bro.
yeah,
Sometimes, your leader is gonna make decisions that are not necessarily everybody's
absolutely.
gonna agree with. I mean, honestly, he might not even agree with them at the end of the day. But if it's
Yes,
for the betterment of the company, the betterment of the vision and the goal of the
absolutely.
company or the group, you just gotta roll with the captain, bro. You know what I mean? I'm a big believer in that. Big
And
believer in that.
imagine how stressful it is for him.
Right. Right.
Imagine what that looks like for him. You talk about being
Day
the
to day,
only
it's gotta be crazy. Right.
day to day.
Right.
So
In them C suites, right? It's a different level. You know what I mean?
it's a
Different
different
level.
level of
Different level.
pressure, And
Right.
but no, he has been instrumental in helping me in my career, and I think for me, uh, it for all of us, I believe, it is imperative that we give back to the next generation. That
Indeed.
the Dave Roberts of the world pull me up, and then I in turn around and pull up the next person. That is my
Right.
perspective on things, right? Unfortunately, we all don't see it like that. And I think that's where that sort of chain gets broken, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
If we're all pulling, maybe we can make a difference. But it's when that one person doesn't pull, and
Right.
that one person who may look like us but ain't like us, it's
Ain't
like,
like us.
oh,
Right.
now
Right.
the
Right.
chain is broken. Now
Right.
the chain is
Right.
broken. And
Right.
that's where
Right.
things get extremely problematic. But you know, we've come a long way. I tell folks I didn't come this far just to come this far, right? Like
Indeed. Indeed.
when I was at my mother's house last night watching the Super Bowl, and as
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving from her house to my house, I'm like, damn, I can't believe I grew up here, and I
Right.
can't believe where I'm driving to now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
this is
Right. Right.
crazy. And then when I meet people and they're like, wait, you do what? And I'm like
Right.
super
Right.
proud of what I've been able to accomplish, but I'm also like, yeah, but this is really hard to do.
Right.
And
Right. Right.
are you
You got.
ready
You
for
got. You got. You got
the
to let people know
sacrifice?
exactly what it is. Because, like I said, I always tell people, everybody has this idea about what ESPN. When you tell people you work ESPN, and people's eyes just completely light
Yeah,
up. They're like, "Oh my God, really?" What they don't understand is the pressure that you are under day to day in there, and the eyeballs that are on you,
yeah.
and also just like any other job, it's a 9 to 5 that you like. You're
No,
like, I
no,
mean,
no,
bro,
no, no.
listen,
Let me correct you, my brother. Let me correct you. Ain't
it's not a nine to
nothing nine
five.
to five. Ain't
Right.
nothing
That's
nine to
that's
five.
fair.
You're giving up
But
your
but
Christmases. You're giving up your
right,
birthdays. You're giving up your
right,
kids' birthdays, holidays. This is like, don't nobody care about your religious beliefs. Don't nobody care that it's
Right.
Christmas
Right.
or it's Thanksgiving. You better bring your ass in here.
Bring it on in.
And
Bring
that
it on
is
in,
where
and also perform at the highest
at the
level.
bro, this ain't Channel 2 local news. We
Right.
are the top of
Right.
the food chain. We are the best.
Right.
We are world class, bro. We are the best of the
Right.
best. Like
Right.
more people
To the
see.
point where I always say that ESPN was like TV boot camp, because every place I've worked after that, I mean, the amount of like kind of things that kind of just filter through, like mistakes that filter through, is like, yo, bro, like you let that go to air. Like I remember getting in trouble for a freeze frame when I was editing. You know what I mean? Like it
Yeah,
was just like, yo, like that type of stuff that people don't really
yeah,
like. The viewer doesn't really care about. But at ESPN, they're gonna magnify that thing. You know what I mean? Every
top.
mistake counts. Every
Yeah,
mistake is doc. Everything you
yes.
do on a day-to-day basis is documented, and you have to be on your P's and Q's, or else you're gonna get left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
We're top of the
um,
food chain, and that brings pressure. It impacts your family. It impacts your
mhm,
loved ones. It impacts the
mhm,
people around you. This is a heavy burden to bear.
no
It
question.
really and truly is, and everybody is not built to handle it. We just had. I'll give you a quick story. We just had a guy quit last week. You probably remember him, Tony Hawkins. Tony Hawkins.
Tony, who?
His name is Tony Hawkins. Been with the company for about 25 years. Um, I asked
Name
him.
sounds familiar. Now I'm thinking about it.
He used to be Big Game's roommate. He used to be Big Game's roommate.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. He quit
Yeah,
last week.
quit. And I asked him. Tony and
Wow.
I have a very good relationship, and we went to Lazy Dog, which is at LA Live, and we were all having
Hmm.
a drink. And I was like, "So why'd you really do it?" And he said, "I woke up one day and just couldn't do it anymore. It's that 5 a.m. wake up. It's that you know thankless, you know, show after show. Once the show is over, meeting after meeting, it feels thankless at times. Now,
Hmm.
now the flip side is, I'm like, bro, you were paid handsomely. You've been around a long time.
Right.
You got a 401k and a
Right.
pension. So
Right.
it's not just no. You were compensated, but there is a level, and I've said this word multiple times throughout this interview. The sacrifice is real. Like
It
there are
is most
times
definitely.
where I woke up at 4 a.m. on Christmas Day. Like you got to be in there, and you're like, bro, what am I? I don't want to do this no more.
Right. Right.
Don't nobody
Right.
care about your
Right.
birthday. You
Right.
like, oh, it's my birthday. It's lit. Oh no, you had your ass in the job.
Gotta go to work. Gotta go to work. Gotta go
Vacations
to work.
denied. Like all the
Right.
things that are. I mean, this is truly corporate America, man. And
No question.
it takes a lot to do it, but it's very doable. You just gotta like be ready for this, man. It's doable.
Right.
It is very much doable, but you have to find things that you have to find that work life balance, right? You have to take care of your body. You have to be
Hmm.
healthy because that's the only thing you really got, right?
It's all you got. It's all you
All you
got when
got,
you're up there. It's all you got.
all you got. So you just
All you
gotta have
got.
that work life balance. What do you like to do? Oh, you like to hoop? Go hoop. You like to go to concerts?
Right.
Cool, go to the concerts, right? Like do the
Right.
things outside of work. Make sure you build that in, you factor that into your fabric, your daily life, because this job will run you to death. And
Hmm.
Tony was at the job 25 years. Next week, nobody
Gone.
will remember him. Nobody
And they're
will
gonna
remember.
replace
Nobody
him
will be like, "Hey, where's Tony?"
just like that. Right.
Just like that. So
Right.
you got to take care of you. And this was sort of like a later revelation for me
Hmm.
because I had some late nights, early mornings where I just looked where I'm like getting like 3 hours of sleep, and
Right.
I am consumed by putting the next show together and the next show
Hmm.
and the next
Hmm.
show, and then
Next
I
show.
looked up and I'm like,
Right.
man, I done gained like 15 pounds.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Listen. Listen. I mean, particularly in them days. Listen, we used to work late night.
yeah,
You get your break at midnight. You
yeah.
go in the Vinny, you go get you a sloppy sandwich. Whatever this,
Hey,
whatever he
some
cooking up,
sloppy,
it's gonna be fried,
pancake
dyed, laid to
fried,
the side.
double for pancake fried with bacon on top of a piece of
Right.
cake. all types of
Right,
BS.
right,
Yep.
right.
Yep.
And listen, there's no better term in the world than comfort food at that moment,
Right.
because you're probably having a tough day. You're probably having some trouble doing some research trying to find your clips, or you're probably just dealing with awful coworkers at an
Yep.
obscene hour of night. You're gonna
Yep.
want something to make you feel good. You know what I mean? And
Yep.
whether that be the the buffalo barbecue chicken
Yep.
sandwich that you have with
Yep.
ranch and blue cheese and
And
all of
extra
that, yeah,
fries.
whatever,
Yep.
and extra fry. And you know,
Extra fries.
Vinny,
Yep.
with the fries, he gonna give
Yep.
you Vinny gonna give you 2 platters. The one joint gonna be for the sandwich. Then he gonna give you the other one with just French fries. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go.
And you
There
gonna
you
pay a
go.
total $8 and be a happy man. But at the end of the day, you know, you really do have to find the balance in trying to get yourself healthy, because at the end of the day, you look in your 20s, yeah, cool. Once you get to your 30s, that stuff don't maneuver in your body the same way. It don't, and it
Man,
affects
look here.
pain, inflammation, whole nine. So you
And
really
you
got to
need
take care of yourself.
and you need your rest. You know, I find myself when I'm putting a show together, I have scheduled in breaks in my day.
Right.
Like, hey, I'm gonna close my. I'm in LA, so the games come on at 4:00 for me, 7:00 for y'all left coasters.
Right coaster.
Right. What are y'all? Right coaster, left coast, whatever y'all.
We're on the right coast, bro.
Whatever coast y'all are, y'all on the wrong coast, whatever it is. But that's 4:00 for me. So when that game comes on, I usually close my laptop. That's where I disconnect, because I can't work until the games are over.
Mm-hmm.
So me sitting here trying to watch and consume every game, the games come on at 4. They're not going to end that late Laker game or Warrior game.
Right.
Kings game doesn't really matter because they're trash, but that Warrior Laker game and Clipper game kind of matters, especially if it's 7:30. That game ain't going to end until 10:00. So that whole window, I don't want to be locked in that whole window. I'll close my computer. I'll get up around 7:30. I'll open it back up 7:38. Right. So I had to figure out ways in which I can perform better and actually live a better life for myself. Because I was just finding myself I'm working from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. at night, and I'm doing it again and doing it again.
Right.
And I'm okay, that's not. And then I found myself getting headaches, and I'm like, okay. And now I'm eating all the comfort food. I'm not doing my workouts like I need to.
Right.
And then it's oh, this is how people die. Straight up,
in a heartbeat. Right.
And we know
heart attack, strokes happen. Hold on.
We worked at ESPN long enough to know you see people gradually gain that weight, and you're like, oh, you didn't look like that last year,
bro. It'll happen to you. It'll happen to you. You gotta be careful. It's fun. I saw a picture. I'm gonna say his name, but I saw a picture of a dude who I hadn't seen in 10 years. And when I saw the midsection, I said, "Oh nah, that's."
bro.
I told the kid, I said, "Yo, listen, hey, if this ever happens to me,
say something.
You drive me to the gym. You say something. Me to the gym immediately. Drive me there and drop me off and say, yo, don't come back until
drop me off.
The place closes. You know what I'm saying? Because it gets real. It definitely gets real.
The stress is real, man. Stress is real.
Most definitely. But like I said, man, really proud of you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing your thing. I do want to do this one last segment. It's a rapid fire. I call it dope rapid fire. You're just gonna pick one or the other. This one is West Coast based. You know, so I want to have a little fun with, you know what I'm saying, with some West Coast based topics, you know what I'm saying? So this is the dope rapid fire segment. First up, you got to choose Ice Cube or Snoop Dogg.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. That's how we started off.
Ice Cube or Snoop Dogg?
Come on now.
It ain't no Snoop if it's no Ice Cube. You have to both are in. Look, Snoop Dogg is the most popular rapper.
Listen, answer the question.
Snoop Dogg. The answer is Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
He's the most popular rapper in the history of the genre. The most famous rapper in the history of the genre.
Most famous rapper ever. No question.
Ever. Undeniable. He does the Olympics. Question. I mean, come on.
Bro. We had the discussion. We can get the next time I have you on here, we'll get into our real talk about what we discuss about these artists. But we're on time constraints right now.
Bro,
but
he had a whole show with Barbara Walters. I mean, he's
bro,
I mean, come on.
Nothing anybody can say to me about Snoop Dogg.
Is that Barbara Walters?
Nothing.
I think that was
Calvin,
Barbara Walters. Right?
Calvin Brothers.
Calvin Brothers, bro. Snoop D-O-double-G.
Right.
My formative years, bro. Snoop in the dog pound, bro. Snoop in the dog pound. Let's go.
Dog pound. Okay. E40 or Too Short?
What?
Hey, come on, man. Listen, you got to pick one, man. I made these tough for a purpose, bro. Come on, man. You got to pick one. 40 Water or Short Dog? Which one is it, man?
Oh, my God. Damn. E40.
Cool. Okay. All right. Louisiana Fried Chicken or Tams?
Louisiana Fried Chicken.
Okay. All right. The last one is the Forum or Staples Center, newly named Crypto.
Okay, I'm gonna go Crypto, and here's why.
Okay.
The Forum was jumping. I was too small, but I distinctly remember my father not being able to afford Laker tickets, and my father took me to the sports arena where the Clippers used to play. Sports arena. Right. The Clippers were Benoit Benjamin, Lloyd Vault. They were sorry. Who Richardson? Sorry.
I feel like y'all had Charles Smith on them teams, and Doc Rivers played up there for a little bit.
Right? Yeah. Like they used to give tickets away to like here $1 tickets, whatever. The Forum to me was a symbol of something that I didn't think I could ever achieve.
Okay, fair. Okay.
But Staples Center, I was up in that thing. You know what I mean?
In there.
I was in there because life had changed. Circumstances had changed.
Right.
The Forum to me was kind of like, man, they get to go to the Forum. Now, full disclosure, I learned how to drive in the Forum parking lot. That's where Pops took me.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's where Pops took me to the Forum park. Like, when it ain't no game there, it's just a big ass parking lot. That's where I learned how to drive. And so I always had tip to Pops, RIP for that. But the Forum was always something like being inside the Forum. Like, what is that? Like, that wasn't
right.
Who gets to do that?
Right.
But Staples Center, But yeah, how you gonna go E40 and two? I mean, what do you Snoop Dogg?
Bro, listen,
and Ice Cube are totally different. Like,
listen, but listen, if we're talking about rappers, West Side rappers, coming from an East Coast guy. These are like the pillars for me as far as West Coast goes. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We talking about Snoop, Cube.
Absolutely.
I mean, bro, I tell people all the time, like when 40 dropped "Sprinkle Me," me and my man Henry were the only dudes on the East Coast singing that record. What? 40 water.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. When Snoop knocked over them buildings, though, I was like, ooh.
Listen. That was a tough L for us. That was a tough L for the city.
But
that was a tough L for the coast.
You and I have had enough conversations about music. I have. We on the West Coast, I think, are more open to everyone's music than y'all on the East Coast.
No question.
We're more open because I remember my brother. He had Biggie and Jay-Z, and we had all of those things. X-Clan. Like, my brother was older than me. Like, my brother was a huge Public Enemy fan. So I love Chuck D. Like, all of the things. We were more open to, more receptive to East Coast music. So, I'm to everybody else's music. So, I think I have an appreciation for everybody's music. Look, you know me. Scarface is my favorite rapper. I'm taking Scarface over everybody.
You put Face above anybody. You said that many times to me. Many times.
You can put whoever you want. That's cool. I'm taking Brad Jordan. And we roll. Hey, I'm rolling with Brad Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
You have maintained your love for Brad Jordan since I know you.
Hey, man. But I also love Benny Siegel. Like, I love Beans.
Right.
I'll rock with Beans.
I also think, and we could discuss this more offline. I also think Beans, when Beans first came in the game, him putting Face on his album was like, I mean, it was one of them things that kind of stamped him like, oh no, he know about Face. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, you know about
Face ain't
Face.
no,
Like
you know,
Face is one of those dudes that it's like, hey, bro, you got to track with Face, bro. Like that's
right,
Face.
right, no,
That's
right,
Face,
that's
bro.
right,
You
right,
know what I'm saying?
right, right,
That's a different level, and I understand. You know, I call you all the time. Like, wait, so who is Max B? This dude's
right,
wavy, and this dude is it. Like, I don't understand all of the. I
right,
don't understand it all
right,
because I'm like, that dude's Jim Jones is
right,
hella corny. Like, all right, you know.
right, right,
But I,
right,
I also respect. I also respect what certain people meant to Harlem, what it meant to certain areas. I know I
mhm,
lived through Dog Pound in LA. I lived through DJ
right,
Quick, MC8. Like I lived through
right,
hardcore gang bang. Like, damn, I know what
right,
Nipsey meant to LA. Like,
right, right.
you know, so I'm always curious, intellectually curious about, okay, so what did Pop Smoke mean to y'all? Like, explain it to me. What did that
Oh
Dipset,
man, oh bro,
what did
listen.
that Rough Rider era feel like to y'all? Because it's
Right,
interesting
right,
to me.
right.
What did it
And
feel
listen,
like?
and we listen. You know, right? I mean, same here. Listen. I ask you questions all the time, bro, about like, because for me, I always tell people like, one of my introductions into hip hop was like Nothing But a G Thing.
Mhm.
I'll just never forget the first time I seen the video, and I was just like, who is this tall nigga rapping? Who is this? Who is this
Okay.
nigga just feeling like this? You know what I
Okay.
mean? I think I was like 12, but it was just like I hadn't seen Deep Cover. It was literally the first. None of these was one of the first West Coast songs I ever like remember
Mhm.
hearing and just loving, like to the point where, like you're in the video where the girl, the dude
Pulled it,
takes the girl's bra,
pulled it off.
right,
Yeah,
pulls
my
her
brother.
bra down, bro,
I remember it like it happened yesterday. Yes.
bro. My mom saw me watching that and she was like, "You're gonna stop watching MTV from here on out. You're not watching MTV anymore." It was like
No.
it's one of those watershed moments for me, like in hip hop. So like, I love almost. No, no, oh, I'm sorry. My wife, my daughter's getting a little crazy here. Sorry, y'all.
All
We're
right, little
discussing hip
mama. I
hop,
know
so we got to keep
I
it
know
real.
she's ready. She's ready for some time. I get it.
Right. But so I always want to know what it was like at that time. Also, just based on like the movies we were watching, like Men in Society, Boys in the Hood, like there was a true like we had questions and we wanted to know a curiosity about LA gang culture and how was it really like that out there? And then like when you
Okay.
talk,
So,
I mean,
and
you
I
told
know
me
you
a
got to
story
go. So
about
here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say that I can remember. So again, I remember being little. My brother was older than me, so my brother had the NWA albums, right?
mhm,
So like the song "Dope Man," and I distinctly remember that. Like, hey, Mr. Dope Man, you think you're slick? You sold crack to my sister, and
mhm.
now she's sick. Like the things and the song. I'm like, oh, I know him.
Right, right, right,
You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right,
And I'm
right.
not putting on. I'm like, oh, I know the Dope Man. Like, oh yeah,
Hmm.
you know. But like How to Survive in South Central, Boys in the Hood, like those things, that was our real life. That was
Right,
real life.
right,
None of that was fake. None of
right,
it
right.
was fake. It was real. DJ Quick in Compton, the Bloods,
Hmm.
Mac 10 and
Hmm.
them, they were blood and heart. Like that was them
Right.
dudes. You know what I'm
Getting
saying?
to it.
Like
Right, right.
all of that was very, very real. The color hat you wore. Just I remember being a young whippersnapper, catching the bus, going to see a little girl. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Hey, that Crenshaw is a long street, brother.
Long Street.
And
Right, right,
and you on that bus, you're going through multiple hoods, right? Where you sit at on
hmm
that bus, right? You better not go to the back of that
right,
bus, right? Like
right,
there's so many.
right,
I can tell you stories that you'll be like, ain't no way. I'm like, yeah, dog,
right,
that was real. It was real. Like
right.
the gang banging was very real. And before I let you go, I remember one of the most influential things that I remember growing up was my partner lived down the street. His uncles were working with the dog pound, Snoop and
Hmm.
them. And I'll never forget the first time I saw Alexis. Daz had Dads Are Corrupt. Dads had a Lexus. It was a forest green Lexus, and I'll never forget when I saw it go down the street, and I was like a little kid, like, that's a Lexus. I met Corrupt, and I was talking to him, and we, just shooting the shit. And I was like, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not gonna fan out, but I was like, I remember being a kid when y'all had that green Lexus. And he was like, you remember that? He was like, oh, cuz, you remember that? He was like, cuz, I remember that. I was like, I'll never forget it, because I was like, what is a Lexus?
Right. It just looked different from every other car you had seen in the hood at that point.
Not even attainable.
I know it well.
And it's going through the hood. They was in the hood, bro. And all of that stuff was real. There was the Bangin' on Wax CD, and I know you gotta go, but this is the last thing. The Bangin' on Wax CD was, so on the cover of Bangin' on Wax is DJ Battlecat.
Battlecat. Okay.
He's the guy in the middle of the cover. Now Battlecat, I know, lived around the corner from me. Battlecat was a DJ on K-Day, a long-time radio station in LA, hip-hop station. Yeah. And Battlecat was on that cover. And Domino, who made Ghetto Jam, later made Ghetto Jam, was
that is my
genuine.
Listen,
he was
Sweet
genuine
Potato Pie
draft
and Ghetto Jam are two of my favorite records ever, bro. Ever.
Before that, he was genuine draft on the Bangin' on Wax.
Oh wow, okay.
Before he was Domino. So like I remember like coming up in the hood seeing like straight banging. Like I grew up in a Crip neighborhood. So everything that was read to me, that was death and destruction. Because when the Bloods came, somebody died.
Right.
I mean, this was very real. So but growing up and seeing when I became more of age, listening to Mac 10, Snoop, and Dub C, like that to me, like I still all the time I listen to, Let It Rain, Make It Bang, all of like Mac 10 for life. Those are like my formative years. They was blood. Like I didn't care if it was a blood. We gonna listen to that. We listen to Snoop and all of it. But my brother really, I guess, opened my eyes to music because he loved Public Enemy. He loved EPMD. Loved EPMD. And all Eric was doing, he was sampling. He was sampling just like Dre was sampling.
Same way.
That's where he got it from. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but hey, we can talk music all day, man. But look, I'm proud of you for doing your thing, man.
Yeah, of course.
You always been a 100 dude with me. Ever since we met, we've been cool, bro. And that's one thing that was special about making ESPN sort of full circle, is that we have lifelong friendships, man. Got incredible stories, from LA to New York, to you went to boarding school, all of the things that we know about each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
to the fish fries.
We just kind of we've really learned about each other's lives, like as up to that point. Like I said, bro, like there's been no greater time in my life than working ESPN. Even though it was tough. We had tough times, but we had each other, and that was
we had each other.
It really has been like the foundation for my friendships to this day, and everything going forward. So, bro, like I said, bro, really proud of you. Keep doing your thing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And I'm sure we'll chat sometime soon and talk about all type of foolishness. So,
let's get it.
On. You already know. So yeah, this has been another episode of My Friendz Are Dope. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And we'll be back for more episodes. Demetrius, tell them where people can find you, what you up to, and then we can go ahead and sign out.
Hey, man, you can find me, my Instagram is DJH1906. My TikTok, I'm on TikTok now. Who knew? I might be having something big. I might be having something big coming in the next couple weeks. I can't talk about it now, but it might be something that's a big deal. I'm trying not to get excited. My mama don't even know. But it's something.
Okay.
My mama don't even know. So, but it's something that I'm working on that could be really, really cool. But just hey man, reach out. TikTok is Demetrius J. Instagram again, DJH1906. Shout out to my bros. But most importantly, man, I'm proud of you, bro. You my guy. I call you all the time. Like,
You
I
already
got a
know, bro.
question. I got a question. You know, and
Right,
and I would
right.
say, and not just on some BS though, but like even when I'm like really going through some grown man stuff, I'm like, yo, geez, man, what you think about this? You
Right,
know, and I
right,
think
right, right.
those type of relationships are priceless, bro.
You already know, bro. You
For sure.
my brother from another, man. So yeah,
Right on. Let's
appreciate you
get it.
coming
Come on
on,
out to
bro.
the West Coast, man, and rock with me.
Listen, my West Coast trip is coming. I'm gonna let you know. Hey, listen,
Hey, man.
I'm
Let's go.
I'm
Let's get
coming
it.
through. I'm
All
coming
right, for
through. You
sure.
already know, bro.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so
All right.
yeah,
Bet.
yo, peace out to y'all. We back for another episode next week, and y'all be safe. I'll catch you on the next one.
Be safe. Right on, player.
Hey, man.